Hello and welcome to Smitty's. I am a wood cutting fanatic who loves to run a chainsaw. I run alcohol chainsaws, ported chainsaws, I race chainsaws, and I even run the occasional vintage. Now remember, I cannot do this without you. You're everything to the channel, so please remember, subscribe, give that thumbs up, leave that comment. Today, we are going to have a lot of fun. Well, how you doing? So I've been tinkering at this pretty much all day, off and on, and well, it's got the 385, we got the new bearings in it, made the porting adjustments that I wanted to do, and so forth. And yeah, now I did machine a little bit more than I was initially planning, so my issue right now is probably going to be spit back, maybe, we'll see. I'm pushing it pretty hard, so we'll see. We're gonna fire it up, see if we got spit back, see if it will start and run and all that stuff. So all the changes are done, new bearings and everything. So here we go, let's see what happens. Oh, by the way, look, I decided to pick myself up a machinist apron. Let me turn the camera. It's a machinist apron. Yeah, it don't look pretty, does it? But keeps all that grease and stuff away. I'm hoping this helps save on getting all my clothing all oily and greasy and everything. So I'm gonna be wearing this in the shop here more, you know. But I just figured something to help save me from getting my clothes all oily and everything. But anyway, let's get on with this and see if we can get this guy fired up. She's going to have a bit more compression than she did before. That's with the compression release. So, yeah. Well, the neighbor just interrupted me. He's coming up with the Mini. We're going to move some logs around and probably add some to the pile. So, yeah, we got some Mini work here happening right now. Well, the neighbor came. Can you see a little orange dot down there? That's him on the Mini. He came, he moved some logs around. There's still more down there to bring up, but he's pretty sick today. So he said he'd do that later. He'll do that another day. But here you go. We got these sitting here. We're gonna chainsaw mill all this stuff here. Well, not all of it. He stuck one over here that I'm gonna turn that into firewood, but chainsaw mill that and firewood all that. So yeah, now we're a little better organized. It's still kind of a train wreck because I had all these firewood browns cut here, so they're kind of intermixed with everything, but it is what it is. At least now I can kind of get into it and get to work at it. There is one way back here in the very back. It's a big oak. I'm going to mill it up too. He just didn't get it plucked out. Like there's an oak over here in the back. That's going to get milled up too. So I do have a couple oak logs I'm going to mill up. Most of this is poplar though. So the poplar that you've seen me cutting on already, the log wasn't straight enough, too knotted, or it looked like it might have had a bunch of nails in it or something. So I was firewooding it. And this stuff here is the stuff that I'm going to go ahead and mill up. But yeah, now we're a little better organized. Now I got to get to work on this. And yeah, a little bit of work to do. All right, let's take another try here. Alrighty, so that was actually a bear to get started. And at some point during the process, I must have bumped the on-off switch. I bet you I went 20 minutes. Yeah, maybe not that long. 15 minutes of pulling on it with the switch off. That wore me out. So the compression release, I cannot use it. So I'm gonna have to get a plug. The reason I can't use it is because of all the machine work. I moved it down so far. It's just pouring fuel out of it as I try to start it. And it's creating more of a problem than anything. So it's gonna have to be plugged. I'm gonna have to start it without the compression release. Or I could set up a custom one and get one made that goes right up there beside the spark plug. I'd have to drill it, tap it, and everything. I could do that. I'm going to probably just run it without a compression release though. I'll just get a plug. It's just, when I turn it on, I just get fuel spilling out the side, and it's interfering with, trying to get it started. Now, one thing I did notice is that it's consuming more fuel. I notice it. I do have to tune it richer now. I'm not surprised because of the way, because I changed up the port work a bit. That's one of the reasons I machined that much more out of it. So yeah, it is consuming more fuel. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. It could just be a gas hog, or, technically, to get more horsepower, it takes more fuel. And as you get more horsepower, it takes more fuel. And you get to a point where you're just consuming a lot more fuel. Technically, sometimes you can just get your horsepower by improving the efficiency by the way everything is. So hopefully I didn't just put together a gas pig. But then again, she is freshly assembled. I could have just did a bench tune that was wrong. You know what I mean? It could be that the timing adjustment's off. The timing or whatever, I might need to do a timing advance. That could be causing it to consume more fuel. There's a lot of things, so we'll keep an eye on it. There's a good possibility it just needs a timing advance, because I have yet to do a timing advance on this thing. So, that might be all that it needs. I'll take it out for a test run tomorrow, probably. I spent all day doing this, off and on. So the bearings are done, all the port work's changed. Hopefully it runs better, and all I can do is cross my fingers. Now, for all you guys, your vintage saw guys out there, I'm sure there's some of you out there that are into the vintage saws. So I discovered this saw takes the exact same bearing as home lights, the 6203. It's the same thing. Go figure. There is a difference though. The home lights, you have to either get a bearing that has a snap ring retainer groove cut into it, or you cut your own little groove into just a normal bearing. So, but yeah, that's about the only difference. The clutch side bearing has the seal built into it. So you got to get the bearing that has the seal, built into the bearing. It doesn't take a separate seal like you're used to, but otherwise, yeah, it's good to go. So yeah, if you guys are ever working on one of these saws, because this is originally a 2000 390 that I converted into a 385. So if you guys are ever working on one of these, if you need to replace that seal on the clutch side, technically you could just buy the bearing and pop the seal out of the new bearing and pop it into that one. That's how you'd get away with just replacing the seal, not the whole bearing. You just buy the bearing that has the seal. Well, let me show you. I have a whole bunch of them here. Yeah, this is a 6203, same thing. This all takes right here. Let me show you. So your Homelite Super XL Auto, the 925s, like all the 900 series pretty much, your 920, or yeah, your Super XL Autos, all that stuff. The older ones that are manually oiling only will not take this bearing, but a lot of the saws do. So it looks like this. It's a 6203. So basically I bought these bearings in bulk, and I pop those little seals out whenever I'm putting them in Homelites, and then I grind a retaining groove up there where I need to, and I throw it in the Homelite. But in something like this, I don't do nothing. I got to pop one seal out for the inside of the crankcase, but then the outside one is the seal for the saw. So yeah, if you ever need to replace that PTO side seal, technically you could buy one of these bearings, pop that seal out, and pop it in the bearing. They come out real easy. Just a small screwdriver, real click, pop. So yeah, little information there for you. It's kind of funny. It's the same bearing as the Homelites, 6203s. Both sides are the same bearing. But anyway, we'll call that for today, and tomorrow or whatever, I'm going to take this thing out for a test run, and hopefully it runs better. I can tell you I did change up the port work enough that it should produce more power in the top end. Hopefully I got it right. We'll see. Now the things I did would cause it to consume more fuel. So hopefully, it's working out in the way that I'm hoping. But there's only one way to find out. And we got to wait till tomorrow, I guess, because it's like 10 o'clock at night. I can't do it now. So anyway, hey, we'll catch you on the next one. Later.